are we going?
Dublin.
Okay.
We're going to the what used to be the former administration during the Japanese time. See a lot of the remains from the World War II.
You know a lot about the history then?
Quite a bit. From the old folks, from my grandparents, from my granduncles, grandaunts. They lived through the World War right here on this island. This is the main shipyard area you see in there. It's basically mangrove trees, but this is where, right there from this point all the way, and you can see the deep water goes in. There's a lot of concrete that were inside this area.
On February 17th and 18th, 1944, the island fortress erupted into chaos. Planes from the decks of American carriers situated 90 miles offshore strafed and bombed unprepared Japanese forces. Ship after ship was sent to a watery grave. After 2 days of relentless attacks, over 60 warships and merchant supply vessels were sunk.
The planes, when they were attacking, they came in from the east and northeast. So they came over this island. That's the first island they attacked. It was the island of Uman. And all the ships that were located right here from Kanshuk, Yusumi, Yamakiri, and Heian, they were alongside here as part of a fleet that were actually just getting their provisioning done. And they were just anchoring to, waiting for another trip out of the lagoon, and they weren't really moving. There's at least 200 vessels that were here. The surveillance plane flew over Truk Lagoon and gave them the signal that something is coming. So they had to pull up all the ships, all the fighter ships, and move out of the lagoon. There's a lot of anti-aircraft and a lot of big cannons right inside the caves right here. As I'm saying, it's really difficult to access it during this time right now because they haven't cleaned it up. But we plan to clean it up and have an access because there's a road that goes all the way up to the top of the mountain. It comes down in the deepest drop in the mountain, and it comes over alongside the mountain here.
And the Japanese built that road?
Yeah, the Japanese built that road. This is one of the busiest areas. As we go from here up, we're gonna come across a lot of the area where it's, it shows you a lot of the significance of this place, especially during the World War II. Look at all those fish chasing the bait.
Right there, fish.
Oh yeah, nice.
So this is where the submarine base is, this part of the island that kind of comes out. Very well jungled up. After 56 years, this place is really taken over by a lot of plants.
Japanese do the clearing or?
The Japanese were clearing it.
It seems like it would be in their best interest to hide.
I know.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I would think hiding would be
They weren't in the mood of hiding anything. They were.
Just get it done.
Domination.
You know, one of the things you got to realize, the Japanese were trying to intimidate the Americans. That's what they were doing at the United Nations when they're trying to negotiate on these islands. Yeah, they're saying, hey, we're already been established. You want to come in and take a look at the islands? We fix them all up.
How did they treat the native people?
Before the war, they were okay. After the war, it's a little bit hard. Before, they were kind of forced some of them into hard labor.
They did.
Yeah, not all of them though. Only some of them. And most of the people who build a lot of the infrastructure here are prisoners of war. Americans, Taiwanese, Koreans, Chinese. Oh, there's a lot of American prisoners here. Yeah, they got cut somewhere and then they bring them here for a hospital. We're gonna visit the hospital where there's a lot of a few Americans died in the hospital. Yeah, because the Japanese were here in 1940 to commercially involve in the development of this place.
Did the Japanese come in peacefully?
Yeah, they came in peacefully. It's part of the deal with the United Nations. They said, after German left, Germans were really busy with the war in Europe, so they decided to leave, and then they left this to the Japanese. The Japanese told the United Nations they want to come in here and help build this place. They're very rigid. At that time, Japanese are tough. They come in and they build everything, makes people go to school. If you don't go to school, you get punished. Certain things. You got to participate in certain things, certain activities to keep yourself in shape. Ramp. Pulling up all the seaplanes. They have a rail that goes in here. They normally drag it in on it. Parts of the concrete. This is where some of the bomb landed. One over there, one right there. This is where Japanese military started to go scramble. This is where all intelligence fail now, from there on. They don't know what to do, how to go about doing it. Everything was pretty much done for them. And now it's currently being used by a high school from this region.
Is that what this is here?
Yeah, it is. It's a high school. They didn't have to build a foundation. They just take a cement and touch it up and then build a building right over it, because this is where a lot of the hangars were located. Well, there's about maybe at least, including kids and old people, probably around 6,000 or 7,000. This is an original building. It's now being used by the locals. And it's one of those buildings that it was so strong that we stand a lot of the bombs and guns. And you can see marks on the building of they're trying to attack it.
And is the building is it a residence?
Yes, it is currently used by residents. Good. 이빨 지금씨? 이거 부부카 또리기. 여기다. Well, some of the parts of the building, most of them actually just part of a whole blasted apart and start giving out. With the Japanese, when they came in here and they were so desperate to build up this place as a military storage, they didn't even say, look, here's some money for you, just go. You move, we'll relocate you, we'll document this is your land, we're gonna come in and build a storage. Yeah.
Wow.
Do the Chukis have a choice? No. If they were insist not to go, it was gone. It was gone in their face. And that was the story that's been told by the locals here. Yeah. So. Don't ask me again how I feel about the Japanese sometimes. Well, here is a really funny story. From the very first day, on the very first attack, some old Chukis guy got smart and told everybody, you know the safest place to be? On the reef, standing in the water, on the reef.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
Because a lot of the Japanese, they run for the bunkers and run for the guns and they shoot. Well, they identify their area, so the Americans start turning on them. So the locals will run to the reef and stand on the reef. And there's a lot of people lining up alongside the island, on the reef during the bomb.
So then that way,
The Americans came down and go, what the heck? They looked down and said they figured those
They're
people,
running.
yeah, those are not Japanese.
No Japanese would stand out there.
The standard of schooling here is not very good. I was very fortunate to go out to the States to go to school. English is taught here, not very, like it's not like it's a real requirement, but now they started to push it as a requirement for high schoolers. Kids, people here.
Are they required
Yeah.
to go to school?
No. But the kids here are very they're very reserved and shy.
Education available to kids if their parents want them to be educated?
Yes, education is available at a very low level, but you know, it's better to have some kind of education than no education at all. Yeah.
Now the people here can move. They can go to Hawaii if they want, or they
Oh,
can go to the States if
anytime they
want.
can go anywhere. Just that, you know, you gotta realize, you know, on an average, how much money do they make? You know, if they work for the government, at an average of maybe $4,000 or $5,000 a year. Very, not very much. What you used to come here on a trip is what for 2 weeks or 1 week is what they make. Though some of the average income for the locals here they make it in one year. Yeah, me too. I didn't bring any money. Que se va a donar resort though. Oh, I was just telling him something. Take your time, stepping up, and watch your step when you come on. So this is what was the old crane, you know, standing up here, and it fell right down as the people are very nice. You know, people when they see tourists, they always get excited.
I was hoping that. I hope they don't feel like we're traipsing through and invading.
No. They knew that we are part. They knew that I am part of the tourist industry, and when I take people around, rather than questioning, they're actually very welcoming. Yeah.